Hey, what's going on everybody? Bladecifer here, and today for you guys another video of Black Clover Mobile. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the Golem raid here and how to prepare for it as a free-to-play. So if you guys are interested in videos like these, be sure, of course, to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And of course, if you are new here or a returning person, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Really does help me out quite a lot, and it would be much appreciated as well. But let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, for some of you guys who don't know what the Golem raid here is, actually a limited challenge that you will end up getting right here eventually. I think sometime this week or either a little bit early next week, in which will actually take the place of Noel's challenge here. Seeing that Noel has 8 more days here, we can only assume that the Golem should be coming around that time here. And so I thought it would be no better time to at least, I want to say, go over it than now. Now for this raid, of course, you're going to need 2 whole teams of 4 here, in which one of them are going to be green and the other one needs to be mono blue here. So inside of today's video, we're going to be covering that. So going over the first team that you could possibly use as a mono blue team that I would definitely suggest using here. This is going to pertain, at least I want to say 2 team variants mainly, because it's going to be kind of easy with these characters. Now for a lot of free to plays here, some characters you could possibly be building is going to be Ghost, Solid, Charmy, and then you could have Soul. That is a free to play option that absolutely rocks the field here, in which I was able to test that at least on the CA server, and it does work like a charm. You do have your little bumps in the roads, but you will definitely want to build them up here. Main reason is because we need to have our mono blues for that, at least the second phase here, in which his second phase are really going to be a little bit of a hassle because he becomes enraged as well. He does some heavy damage. With the characters in total that you really would like to build, especially when it comes down to at least blue units immediately, I would definitely suggest just getting up any of the blues that are currently out, except for Nozel to an extent. Nozel doesn't really help out too much. He is a little bit viable, but it still wouldn't be too advised here. Coming down to the blues that you really want to go ahead and build is going to be Yami. Pretty much all these characters I'm going to name are going to be viable in general. Yami, Solid, Ghost, Charmy, Mars, Soul are all viable options here. Now, of course, if I'm right, Midnight Sun should be out around this time as well. So if you get Fauna, that is also viable, but you really want to try your best to at least get up some of these blues here because they're really going to help you out. Some key at least characters that are going to be needed in this is definitely going to be Charmy for the most part, because she is a main healer. So if you do have Charmy up and ready for this whole event, she will help you out quite a lot, especially in the more difficult events here. But when it comes down to the main DPSs though, if you do have at least Yami here and you manage to obtain this character, being able to get him is absolutely amazing, because not only does his ultimate do some crushing damage here and reduce SP, but he's also able to, of course, deal some nice damage with his horizontal slash. Although when you're facing this Golem, you may want to focus a little bit more on the single targets, so it won't be too bad just to use his regular single target attack, which does a ton of damage itself as well. Now going into at least our green team that I would suggest you guys wanting to make here, I will go ahead and tell you guys the not really pay to win characters, but the summonable characters that are going to be really good for you guys to obtain. Licht and Raya are definitely a summonable duo that is absolutely amazing for this Golem. They immediately get things done pretty dang quickly. But as for summonable ones that you would definitely like to have as well, it would be most likely we have Mimosa, we'd have Radies. Characters like Real and stuff would be absolutely amazing. But of course, a lot of us are free to play, or at least a majority of us are free to play. So some free to play options that you guys could possibly go into and look into here would be definitely Yuno. Now, Yuno is very good, and the main reason for this is because this man has actually a decent kit for an SR. When it comes down to his kit here, he's actually able to perform extra attacks here as long as he deals a decent bit of damage on defeating, as well as if he lands a crit. So this actually can deal some nice damage depending on what you're doing here, and he will actually dominate the field quite a lot when it does come down to this. I think I'm going to be trying to build him up for my free to play team for the most part. So if you guys are looking forward to that, be sure to, of course, to sit around here and stick around, because we're definitely going to try and get him up for at least the raid himself. But along with Yuno at least having that to him, he also has at least his skill 2 that reduces defense, and then his skill 3, which gives incapacitate here, which is nice for increasing damage taken. These two immediately can, of course, apply to the Golem. And the more little debuffs that you do have on this golem, such as like defense downs and stuff like that, will actually take you a long way, especially when it comes down to at least knocking this guy out on the higher levels. Yuno kind of proves himself to be a really good SR for this function. So if you guys are looking for a free-to-play option, he would be absolutely amazing in order to use for this. Now going into our next character that we're going to go over, which is going to be a free-to-play character here, is going to be Vanessa. Now Vanessa, I'm probably going to build after I end up finishing Voltos at the bottom, which is going to actually lead me into another character I'm talking about here. And the main reason for Vanessa is because she has a ton of defensive options. For a supporter, she kind of acts a little bit as a defender here to the most part because of mainly her ultimate as well as her skill 2. Her ultimate allows her to give at least total defense here, as well as blessing of protection here, which quite honestly just helps you out with HP maxing as well as damage resistance. And this is one of the few things that will actually make living, especially versus the golem on the harder modes, a lot more durable. Seeing that this character is able to do things like this, of course, you are able to live with these SR characters and proceed on with the battle here as if attacks didn't really matter too much. For you guys who don't know exactly what Vanessa fully does though with the total defense, is she quite literally, if you know at least the term of block from other games and stuff like that, where you take 0 damage here, she pretty much does something around that nature, and it heavily negates a lot of DPS coming towards you. So she is absolutely amazing for this at least event that's going to be coming on. But not only that, she does have a skill 2 here, which not only allows you to remove continuous damage effects, but also increases defense by 140%. She's an absolute tank unit when it does come down to the support type functions here. So having her on the team is absolutely amazing, but it doesn't even end there. You're actually able to increase your attack, or at least your accuracy here. So when it comes down to the enemy blocking you here or anything like that, you're able to buff your at least ally with this increased accuracy effect here, which is absolutely amazing. I feel like if you guys did want to go ahead and build her for this event, it actually will come in much handy, especially as a mono green team. So I do suggest highly to build her. All right, going into our next character here is going to be about Nebra. Now, she gets a lot of backlash when it comes down to who you should get up immediately when it comes to this at least event. But Nebra is really good. Okay, she's able to actually reduce magic attack. She has even reducing defense, which actually helps you out a lot. Seeing that if you can, of course, use her with any other DPSer. Though pairing her with Yuno is kind of iffy because, as we do know, defense does not stack here, if I'm right. So they're kind of contradicting one another, whether you get the reduced defense level 4 or either where you get the reduced defense level 2 here, in which the level 4 is obviously better. So with this character, of course, you can run her. She's absolutely amazing, but you do have to remember that running them two together could contradict. So of course you would probably need another DPS other than Yuno to actually make her work. Now, alongside of this here, she's allowed to actually summon a clone here for 2 turns, in which allows her to deal more attack damage and magical attack damage as well, which could help you out if you're missing a little bit of DPS, which is mainly the reason why I saw her as a very helpful SR that will help you guys quite out a lot here. Now, before we get into our last SR that will be good for you free-to-plays out there here, hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. And if you haven't done it just yet, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot. But with that out the way, getting to our last person, I would say Voltos. Now, Voltos earned his spot in this only because he is mainly a speedster. When you're doing the harder difficulties, you need to make sure you're getting up to the plate, so at least the golem does not hit you as much, because those hits actually deal a lot of damage, especially at the harder difficulties here. So being able to at least get up to the plate immediately, which is what his ultimate allows you to do by increasing your mobility, is absolutely amazing. But also being able to then up your magic attack, seeing most of the users that you're going to be using, such as Nebra, Yuno, and all of these characters, all are based off of magic attack. It will absolutely help you be able to deal more damage after you use your skill 2. Voltos is that support character that is not on the tankier side, but definitely a glass cannon type of deal, where he's just that glass type of supporter where he'll be able to speed up there, but once he does get hit, he will end up dying. So surely do know that you need to speed him up quite a lot in order to do well inside of this event here. Now, we went over at least the SRs. The SSRs, I already named them all off, but to give you guys a little bit of a refresher, any SSR that you possibly have that is a actual SSR are all viable. So characters like Mimosa, Rades, Real, Mimosa, Rades, Real, Lichten, Raya are all absolutely amazing SRs that you could possibly use. Pretty sure I forgot SSRs that you can use possibly. I'm pretty sure I forgot one green SSR, which oh yeah, and for GOLEM. All of them are able to be used, but once again, this was for free to plays. So for free to plays, guys, those are the SRs that you would like to try and pay attention to, which are going to be Yuno, Vanessa, Nebra, Baltos, and then of course, if you did want to later on. Oh wait, no, sorry, I already named them off. I thought I had 5. But they should be pretty much all the ones that you guys will want to go ahead and go for. So without further ado, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video here. If you did, be sure to smack that like button with your forehead. Consider subscribing if you are new. We're popping up with daily videos, so we're going to be trying our hardest to keep up that streak. But till next time, peace out.